Bing bong. We live, fellas. Y'all know what it is. Back with a new pod. I got some in store for you. One of the biggest, definitely one of the most biggest influential content creators, I'd say, out of Atlanta right now. He is a Georgia Bulldog, so he may still be upset about the weekend game, but we'll try to avoid that conversation during the pod. But we're going to get into it now. You introduce yourself.
Yeah, appreciate the introduction. My name is Leon. I am a short form content creator. So I think across all platforms, I'm just under 8 million followers right now. I've been creating content for around 4 years now, and I stay here in Atlanta.
Give me a little bit of your background, like when you were growing up as a kid, what'd you want to do? Where'd you want to go? Any influence like on your parents telling you where to go, et cetera, stuff like that?
All right, so I was actually born in Kenya. I came to the U.S. when I was 5. English is actually my third language. Grew up in Kisii, so that's in Kenya. So
Okay.
Kisii, that's like the tribe that my dad was raised in.
Okay.
And then Swahili, because that's like the overall language in Kenya. And then I came to the U.S. and learned English.
Oh, gotcha.
So that's going to play a huge role into why I started social media. I'll get into that in a second.
Okay.
But growing up, immigrant households, so school was super
I already know.
insanely important. So first few years in America, kindergarten until like second grade, I was learning English. And then getting into like middle school and high school, started taking like advanced classes. Like my parents, all they cared about was school.
Mm-hmm.
So that was all that was getting pushed out. Going into high school.
Every foreign family.
Exactly. Going into high school, I went into this magnet program. So basically, we had to submit applications. They chose 60 kids out of the entire county, and they put us all in this one high school. And there was 60 of us, so they split us into 2 groups.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, all of high school, I was in classes with the same 30 kids. Freshman year until senior year, minus like classes like PE, so like one class a semester. Really bad for us because then we all became socially awkward and didn't know how to network and talk to people because we were the same people
Gotcha.
the entire time. So going into my senior year in high school, I was like, all right, I'm about to start college. I cannot socialize for anything.
Mm-hmm.
I need to start doing something about it. So I started doing interview content to push myself out of my comfort zone.
Wow.
And really just to get better at talking to people. So like growing up, like I knew I was going to be getting into computer science. That's everything I was working towards.
Mm-hmm.
The interviews weren't even for cloud. It wasn't for anything. It was just to record videos of me doing something which was just out of my comfort zone. So I could just get better at talking to people. But then they started picking up, and it turned into like my job.
Wow. So you're talking about like this was just a self-initiative.
Yeah.
Like to help you overall because you understood the importance of like just communication.
Exactly.
Even though you would be in a field that I guess you really don't have to be as communicative.
Yeah.
in.
It was just really because I knew getting into college, now I'm going to be with a bunch of new people who I don't know. And if I can't talk to people, then how am I going to survive in college? You know, how am I going to build relationships? How am I going to become, like, I'm just going to be boring in college.
Yeah. And so you knew you wanted to you knew you were going to be a Bulldog.
No. So initially I was looking at different schools for track, and then my social media started picking up, like, I was class of 2020 for high school. So it was like right around COVID. So if we take a step back, my TikTok started popping, I think it was like end of 2019. I posted like my 9th video or 5th to 9th. I wasn't really taking social media.
Hold on.
seriously.
Of all time?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're talking about you have made 9 videos thus far on your TikTok, and then the 9th one went crazy.
I'll actually take it to the beginning. So
Okay.
My first video, I was a TikTok hater. My first video, this girl who I had a crush on, she was like, let's make this TikTok. I was like, say less. I didn't care what the video was. I was like,
It was just
as long
your
as
shorty.
it's me and her, you know?
Yeah, facts.
So it was like me asking her out to lunch. She checked yes on this piece of paper, and then we held hands. I was like, I'll make that video.
Gotcha.
So that was the first. That was the reason why I started TikTok in the first place, just to make that video.
Okay.
So then that next day, I made like another video, and then I forgot about the app. 2 weeks later, I'm chilling in weight training. We have some extra time left over. It was like an extra 30 minutes, and I recorded a fitness skit just for fun.
Okay. And what high school is this?
Paulding County High School.
Okay,
here in
gotcha.
Georgia, yeah.
Gotcha, Paulding. I'm familiar with that.
So it was like a week or two later, I was touring UGA with my mom, and then my phone just starts going crazy. I'm like, what's going on? Open TikTok, the video's at 100,000 views. 100,000 views. I never expected that. Like,
And how quick from when you dropped it to that 100,000? Was that like within the same day or so?
it was like a week or two later.
Oh, a week or two later. So it was
I
just went dormant.
Yeah, I was not expecting it at all. So that night I go to sleep, wake up the next morning, 200,000, 300,000, 400,000. Like that entire weekend, the video went from 100,000 views to just under 8 million views,
Damn.
which was insane. And that brought in 100,000 followers on my account because this is super early TikTok. So a viral video converted so heavily.
Easy. Gotcha.
Yeah.
The videos leading up to that point, were they similar in like that interview style, kind of like you do now, or what were they?
No, they weren't interviews. It was fitness skits.
Okay, just fitness
Yeah.
skits. Gotcha.
So once that video went viral, I kept making more fitness skits because they were all just doing crazy numbers. Like next one, 500,000 views. Next one's 1 million views. Just back to back to back crazy views. And then that's whenever I was like, I already have 150,000 followers at this point. I have this platform. I'm about to go into college. I might as well use this as an incentive to start talking to people. And then that's when I switched to interviews.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
What's Instagram for you at that point in time?
Nothing.
Were you nothing? So you're like
Instagram was not a thing.
nothing. It obviously had already been there, but it was just kind of like it wasn't popping back then.
Yeah, so my Instagram, I wasn't posting any videos to it at that point. It was just personal. That was like, I would say that was the last time which I had a personal Instagram.
Okay.
So what happened after that was COVID. So everything shut down. And I really started thinking, how can I pay for college? Because like I said, I was coming from an immigrant household. And college wasn't really like, it was something I had to do, but I was going to have to take out a bunch of student loans to get into college.
Facts.
Because my parents were doing well enough. Like we got a house, like we had everything. Like we were doing well, but like not well enough that
Just
they could
splash.
just pay for college. You know?
Yeah, straight splash.
So I was just sitting there. I had this one sponsor. It was a card game, and I started using their card games. And it was like every week or two, I'd make like $200, $300, $400. Good money. Like
You said card or car?
yeah, card.
Card,
So
gotcha.
It was the company's called What Do You Meme.
Okay.
And I was just playing the card games. They paid you based on likes. So if your video got like 1 million likes, I think it was like $4,000.
Oh snap. Okay.
Good money.
Solid in college.
That was a really I
Or
wasn't
like not even in college yet. Yeah.
But I wasn't hitting those views at the time.
Okay,
so
gotcha.
It would be like every week or two. I make
So
maybe
$200-300
like
type shit.
$200-300,
Yeah.
Which was great because the summer before I worked that entire summer, I made like $900. So this was good money to me.
Facts.
But
And
then-
from your fingertips.
I started thinking like, how can I really start paying for college? Like this is something important. I have this card game. They are willing to pay if you get the views and the likes, right?
So you're like thinking strategically, all right, how do I run it up?
And at this time, no one was really like putting real effort into interviews and social media. Everyone was asking like gay son, thought daughter type questions, you know?
Gotcha.
So I was like, how can I leverage my account and really like make something that other people aren't doing so that I can maximize like
Like it's just exploding
the
like it
potential
should. Gotcha.
from this company. And I was watching a lot of Jeopardy, a lot of Wheel of Fortune, and I was like, okay, so they do trivia questions, and then they have an incentive. So you get all the questions right, you win a prize. No one's doing that right now. So I spent all of my money. I'm talking about like all the money I had at that time, and I bought a microphone, and I bought a prize wheel, and then I went to malls.
Which you still do now.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
That's when it started. This was like 4 years ago. No one was doing this. And I started just asking people trivia questions. I'd hold up the card. The card would have the question. So it would be some trivia question. They answer it, get all 3 questions right. They want to spin on the wheel. The wheel had prizes. So like it was different stores in the
$5.
mall.
Oh,
It was
okay.
stores in the mall. So if it landed on Nike, I'd take them to Nike and they buy whatever they wanted. I had $2,000 to my name at that point. In the 2 weeks I was filming those videos, I spent all of my money. I went flat broke.
Now, but so did you know the return on?
Nothing was guaranteed.
Yeah,
All I knew
okay.
is college started in, this is July. College started in August.
August.
I had a month to pay for college, and I have $2,000. What's that going to, I don't even have a car.
It don't even matter if you have it or don't have it.
I didn't
Yeah.
have a car. I was like, okay, I know no one's doing anything like this. If I do it right, there's a lot of upside on the table. If I don't, then I'm cooked, you know?
Yeah.
So I was like, $2,000, I lose it all. It is what it is. I'm already about to go into debt with college. Let's see if this works. In that month,
Wow.
I went flat broke. We had all the videos though, so I was turning them out every single day. Video. They started getting crazy views. And by end of July, through that sponsor, I racked up $50,000. $50,000.
Holy.
That was enough money for me to pay for my college and buy my first car cash. It was a 2016 Ford Fusion. Nothing crazy. I bought it for like $10,000.
Yeah.
But I was able to get into school. And getting into college at UG, I was a CS major. So basically, CS was just taking up so much time.
Yeah,
so
facts.
whenever I got to college, I was posting enough to continue maintaining like payments to the school. At that point, I went completely independent. Like, I didn't really want to ask my parents for anything. I felt, not because they wouldn't provide it for me, but because I wanted to do like my own thing, you know?
Yeah.
So I just made enough videos so that I was able to get by in college, pay for my car, insurance, food, anything I needed.
Little stuff.
Exactly. While, you know, still studying and focusing on school. So my freshman year and sophomore year in college, I really wasn't doing, well, freshman year definitely. I was just too locked in school. I wasn't really taking social media that seriously. Going into sophomore year, I think it was December of my sophomore year, so end of first semester, one of my friends got put in the Forbes 30 under 30. And dude, I was laying in bed going like, what the fuck am I doing with my life?
Yeah, he's crushing.
I was like, dude, I have 750,000 followers at this point, and I'm just posting occasionally. Like, I'm not taking it serious. I'm not locked in.
Yeah.
And I think that was like the, I would say, key moment in my social media career where I just like turned everything around. I started locking in. I talked to one of my friends. He was in my classes with me. He was like, dude, I'm going to record for you every single day.
That's what I was going to ask you. Who's doing all this shooting in high school, shooting for you in college? Like, you just grab a homeboy?
So initially it was my brother. So when we were going to the malls, it was my brother's recording for me.
Okay, that helps. Because that's a big problem on my end.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Getting into college, it was my friend Jeremiah. He was the most helpful person. I think I definitely wouldn't be where I am without him. Because that December, dude, we locked in. Every single day after class, we'd be out there recording. Every weekend, recording. And I feel like if we take a step back, my college experience was so bad, bro. With CS and recording and editing, I was doing everything.
You just worked. You maxed out full time. No college. So all these people that you were interviewing, you never got to even be them.
Yeah.
You were never the drunk guy running down the street.
I used to be so jealous. Like, whenever I first came into UGA, you have to think, UGA, there's a lot of frat people and students, and they all have money. So I got in there. I was paying for my college. I was doing everything. Every weekend while they're out there partying, I'm out there recording. And I get to see it firsthand. I see them having fun. I see them driving their G-Wagons and Range Rovers and Mustangs. I'm driving my Ford Fusion, which had the engine blown.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, I used to be so jealous. I was like, my mentality just towards everything kind of changed. And I was like, if they could have those things, even though it's being handed to them, if they could have it, then I could have it too.
So you were more upset you were more upset that because they had those resources, that they were able to just be turned nonstop and not be stressed about necessarily school. As for you, you know your background, your parents, you know you got to pay for stuff, so you kind of have to be like pretty locked in on what it is.
They had time.
Yeah.
Time is something I didn't have. So I was just locked in at all times. Like, if it wasn't school, it was recording. If it wasn't recording, it was editing. If it wasn't editing, it was studying. Like, this is what my day looked like. I'd wake up at 5 a.m. I would study, finish anything I need to do for my classes, because CS wasn't really a joke, you know? Go to my classes. In between classes, we'd record a video or two during the day, come back, finish my homework, and then edit, and then sleep at like 12 o'clock, and then repeat. And then during the weekends, instead of sleeping at 12, we'd be recording from 10 to like 1 a.m., and then come back, wake up the next morning, and just repeat.
Grind it out. What were some of your favorite dishes growing up?
Ooh, that's a good question. I've not been asked that. So in Kenya, I'll preface this by saying a lot of Kenyan food is actually like Indian food.
Okay, gotcha.
So there's this like bread. It's called chapati.
Okay.
It's really good. You eat it with like stews, rice and beans,
okay,
whatever. There's another dish. It's called mandazi. Think of it kind of like a dessert.
Okay.
It's like
sweet vibe.
Yeah, it's like a sweet dessert. So
pastry.
It's a pastry.
Okay.
It was really good. So have you heard of samosas?
Can't say I have.
All right.
I'm gonna look up all this.
Think tortilla.
Okay.
And then you fill it up with meat, and then you seal it, and then it's fried.
Okay, so almost like a beef patty in Jamaica or
Exactly.
something like that. Got you. So
Those
y'all
are
own
really
it.
good too.
Nice. So I heard one brother, no sisters?
I have 3 younger brothers, actually.
3 younger brothers. Got
Yeah.
you. So how's that growing up?
We were all pretty close, except for my youngest brother. He's 7 years younger than me.
Okay.
The second oldest is 2 years younger than me, and then the other one is 3 years younger than me. So my 2 middle brothers, they were super close. Like, they were only a year apart, so they were in all their schools together. I was the oldest, so school was just forced on me really.
Yeah,
quickly.
yeah.
So whenever they got to chill, I was always
Yeah,
in
they was
school.
on
It
your
was
ass.
whatever. But we really weren't that close growing up.
Gotcha.
And once I got into college and started doing my own thing, we all became super close. So my youngest brother, he's super smart. He's like, I think 15 right now. Teaches himself everything. So one day he hit me up. He was like, "Can you send me a video?"
And he wants to do it.
I sent it to him. He sent it back. It was done almost as well as I could do it.
Chris.
He was 13 at the time.
Oh.
He was, yeah. It was
13.
insane. No, he's so smart. He's the smartest one out of all of us.
Oh,
so I
man.
started sending him videos, and the first few videos I was doing, like, he was editing them. It was me and him just sharing the edits. And now, like, he's still editing for me.
Still does it.
So with my brothers, like, we all just really good at different things. So my youngest brother, I put him on with clients now, so he's editing for other creators.
Okay.
He has his own thing going on. Like, he's
Like a
he's
little
making-
agency.
He's making money. And then the second youngest brother, he's also really smart, but he's good at following instructions and just doing things that he's told really
Okay.
well.
So he's like
So-
team player vibe.
Exactly. You tell him to do something and how you want it done, and he gets it done. So I put him on with other people who I know, gave him a camera, and now he's out there taking pictures. He has his own business going on, taking pictures, and then every now and then I'd have him come record.
Pull up.
And then my other brother, I hit him up, and he makes questions for me whenever I need some questions. And then
So it's become like a brotherly family
Exactly.
setup.
And then obviously I pay them for whatever they do. So.
Sports growing up, I heard track. Was there anything else? Any football in there?
No, I wanted to play football so bad.
Parents weren't having it.
Yeah, they were not having it at all.
I feel you, bro. My dad did not let me play college football, or did not let me play football till like my junior year,
Yeah.
and he was just so adamant about my grades, and he didn't want things to dip. And then I ended up going to college for football, so it's so freaking hilarious how it's so similar in our family. So no sports but track. What'd you run? The 100, 2, 4?
So I was a 4.8 runner.
Okay.
And then I also ran the 4x1 and the 4x4 and a long jump. So long jump was what I was best at.
Okay.
I went to state for long jump in 8th grade. That's whenever I first started track. And then getting into high school, I shifted more towards a 400.
Okay.
And then I had a hamstring injury my junior year. And then senior year, I had a hamstring injury again.
Okay.
And then right when we recovered, COVID.
Dang. So is that why you have that long jump thing that you do
Yeah.
challenge at Athens?
That's so crazy that you saw that. Yeah, that was one of the first videos I did. So that just went viral. I love doing the fitness challenges. I'm actually bringing those back soon.
okay.
But fitness is something that I've always been interested in.
Yeah, I saw you destroying and Cheetah. Bit who was stronger?
Cheetah.
Okay.
No,
So
he's insane. Like he's actually a freak athlete. It's
Yeah.
actually insane. Like seeing him in person, like I don't know how he does it. My first few videos were fitness videos. So whenever I got into college, I started doing this challenge. It was just basically I set up a cone. I'd jump from the beginning cone and mark where I landed, and if anyone could jump further than me,
They won some?
they won a TV or $100.
Yeah, I saw that. Some
Just
guy won a
random
TV one
prizes.
time.
But no one has actually ever beat me in that challenge. Every single time we'd shoot it, we'd have to move it back.
Just a hair, so it make it like a little bit more realistic.
It was more than just a hair. No. Like when we were shooting those videos, we'd be out there for so long, we just start moving it back until.
Because you want to give a TV a win.
Because we
this
need
way.
winners. If we had no winners, the videos flop.
Yeah. It seems like the collabs of the content creators is a thing that like people like to do.
Yeah, and people love seeing it because people who know Matthew get to meet me or
And vice versa.
yeah.
Gotcha.
So that's something I'm going to be pushing really hard this year, actually.
Gotcha. So in your earlier years, obviously that 9th video went viral. Do you start to break down like algorithms, hashtags, timings, when to shoot? Do I shoot what frames? Do I go vertical? Do I go horizontal, long form, short form? Like, how do you find where you land in like the real tactical side of it?
So that's actually a great question. And that I feel like that's what sets me apart from most creators. So for me, I'm a pretty boring person. Like I don't have a crazy personality. I'm not super extroverted. So it's not my personality that made me go viral. So once these videos started getting views, I'm a very analytical person. I just use trend analysis. So basically what I would do is I'd post a video, post a video, post a video. Once I have a series going on for a while, I have like 10 videos, I would break them down. So I'd look at the lighting conditions, the time the video is posted, the text, the effects, the colors, like everything I was doing in those videos, and I'd write them down. So if one thing, like let's say 3 videos got 1 million views, I just look at everything that's similar in those videos, and anything I notice that's consistent across 2 out of the 3
You
videos,
bring to the next.
I do again on the next video.
That's
and then
so
from
funny.
there, I had like just, I knew exactly how to make a viral video, because really what a viral video comes down to, not just a viral video, but consistently getting views on a video, is providing value to the platform. And what platforms look for is consistency, and then retention. How long can you keep people on the platform? And then providing value to the viewers, which is just posting content they want to see. So if you could figure out how to make the platform happy and how to make the viewers happy, you're going to get views.
You're stronger than destroying on the bench. Now, how did you guys connect? That's another content creator.
Yeah, so what happened was I got invited to do interviews during the NFL draft.
What?
Yeah, so I was working with
Indianapolis?
This was in...
Or is it Radio City, New York?
No, this was last year. So
Okay.
it was in Kansas City.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow.
So NFL flew me out. We were working over there. And then I was doing an interview with Tyreek Hill.
Okay.
So we shot a video, did surprise some fans with Tyreek Hill. And then after we were done shooting, he's like, yo, you work out? I was like, yeah. He's like, come to the gym with us.
Pull up.
So we went to the gym, and Destroying was there. A few other players were there. And it was super cool. We were just all chilling. And then he was like, come tomorrow. We're going to have a workout. So went in there the next day and had a workout with Tyreek Hill and Destroying.
That's dope.
I didn't say I was stronger than Destroying. They were all strong. I'm not going to lie. At that point, I'd been out of the gym for a minute. I hit a 285-pound bench.
Let's go.
That was pretty good for me, because I messed up my shoulder in kindergarten, actually, so I don't bench. But they were all benching. I was like, this is going to be my first time benching.
And you still threw up 285.
Yeah, first time benching since my junior year in high school. So it had been like almost 3 years at this point.
The Kenyan blood is running through his veins. So Destroying's another one kind of like paved the way, I feel like, for a lot of... I watch all his stuff. He's another one that had to make that decision between schooling, YouTube, and then obviously took the route of YouTube, and which full circle, now he's back in football.
Yeah, he's inspirational. I remember in my junior year and senior year in high school, I think it was my senior year, I was watching his videos, and he posted a video on why he's not playing college football anymore. Like he had to choose between YouTube
because it was a violation back in the day.
And I was facing the same decision, because I was going to be I got offers for track, but I wouldn't be able to do social media. And at that point, I was making my money from social media. Not crazy money, but, money
enough
was coming,
to get that Subway sandwich.
Yeah. And I knew that I was going to be able to scale it. And plus, I wasn't going to any crazy college for track anyway.
Gotcha. It would have been some little bumble in North, whatever. I got you.
So I was just like, you know what? I'm going to full send social media. And it's crazy now, because there's so many people who have been impacted by Destroying's decision, because now college players are able to make money. Now you think of the Livy Dunns, the Suni Lees, all these, Jared McCain, all these people who leverage social media, and now they're the highest paid athletes. It doesn't make sense that some of these people are making the amount of money they're making. But if you really think about it, it does make sense. They have 5 million followers, and they're an athlete.
And an athlete.
So they get to monetize off of their name from being an athlete, but also the following they built
over time.
So Destroying really paved the way for a lot of these people.
He really did.
Ryan Trahan.
Okay, I got to look him up.
I used to watch Ryan a lot whenever I was in high school. He used to make running content.
Okay.
He was an athlete. I forgot what school he went to. I think it was some school in Texas.
Gotcha.
And he started selling some water bottles, and his school was basically like, you can't do this. So he's like, all right.
Fuck this shit.
And then he started doing YouTube, and now he's like one of the biggest creators. Like he's like, Mr. Beast talks about him. Like he's made it. He's shifted his content, and now he's just a really, really good storyteller.
Gotcha.
So it was him and Destroying that were like the first like
kind of
athletes.
inspired. Gotcha. Are you familiar with Cozy that lives in Atlanta?
Yeah, Quan.
Quan?
He was one of my first social media people who I met when I moved down here.
Okay,
He's
gotcha.
a cool guy. He's killing
Y'all
it.
just connected because of social or like?
So we actually bought our cars from the same dealership. So there's another like 20. I think at the time I was 20. There's another 20-year-old over here looking at cars too.
Oh, the salesman said that.
Yeah, and then me and him met. We linked up after we bought our cars, and we
He
just
kills
started-
it.
Yeah, no, he's killing it. He has his own market, like
Yeah.
segment, and he is. I would say he's the best at what he does. His audience connection is insane. Like he built a brand around being himself. You know.
He legit has. Like I'll watch his stuff selling like $500, $600, $700, $800 bags sold out within
Yeah.
2-3 minutes. But he really do be himself.
Yeah, that's
dresses
the
the
whole
way
thing.
he wants. His cars, like he's not wearing nothing normal per se. He's not gonna drive a normal looking car. Everything is just like him, and it freaking works.
The cool thing about Quan is his whole brand is being himself, and he's so creative. Like I would say there's a lot of creators out there,
But there's not a lot of
very
creativity
few creators
who
who
are
I look
creative.
up to who are actually creative, who are actually being themselves. You know.
That's a bar.
So whenever I met him, I was like, okay, this kid.
I see
is
why
killing
you
it.
hot.
Yeah. Like for me, like my content was never meant to push my face out. Like I didn't care about my face being out there. I didn't care about people knowing me.
Yeah, because
I
you
was-
really leverage people.
Yeah.
Responses and interaction,
Exactly.
and that you've kind of just been able to, I won't say you ride on that, but it's like you create an atmosphere where you just force them to be them, and then that's what's blowing up, which is
Yeah.
so interesting because I watch your questions and I'm like, I would never think a question like what's your favorite song would go crazy, but
I wanted to be a creator, so people watch me for the questions I'm asking, the way we edit the video, because there's people with way better personalities who could go out, and if they knew what I knew about social media,
They'd blow up.
They would kill it.
yeah.
But I know what I'm good at, and it's doing trend analysis, understanding what people want, what platforms want, and then figuring out how to package it. So we record these videos. The power of my videos is one, understanding which questions to ask and why they would resonate to people, and then two, putting the videos together in a package, like knowing how to cut the videos, how to put them together, what text to put, you know, just how to put that video together. Because I would say 30% of the video is probably the questions, and then the way it's shot, the quality, whatever. The other 70% is how it's put together. So I understood that, and that's why I was able to scale. So you were talking about the questions, the song question.
Yeah, I've
Okay,
noticed that
so
you asked that one.
Way back, I actually had a series. It was faceless. So I'd walk up to people with my phone and ask them, like, I'm not in the shot at all. What song are you listening to? Those videos used to go crazy. Why? Because people are naturally curious. Like, we're all so nosy. So we want to know what song people are listening to. So they say this song, and then I play the song as they walk away. Those used to do crazy. And then I came out with the what do you rate yourself videos, and those used to go insane. Okay,
Hell of engagement.
now we need to change the format for that song video. So I know songs do well, and these rating videos do well too. We put it together, crazy views, because everyone wants to know. Like, first of all, people could resonate through music. Like, music is just something that people love.
Yeah, universally.
And they're not just love, they're like, it's very polarizing. Like, people are very big fans of this artist, or they might hate it. And now you're getting to see someone's face. You're making assumptions of what they would rate this other song.
Right,
And
based
then
on
you-
look, attire, surrounding. Gotcha.
Then you hear the actual rating, and now you're anticipating what type of song they're going to say. And then you're like, what?
Right.
They said this crazy rap song? I thought you were going to say Taylor Swift, you know?
Yeah.
And now the comments are just going, you know?
You're like, oh,
So-
I didn't see that coming or whatever.
Yeah. So
Okay, that's
for
funny.
me, like, I feel like at what I do in the street interviews, I don't think there's any. This sounds cocky, but I don't think there's anyone who's in short form, who's lasted as long as me, who's. I really feel like a lot of street interview content is based around mine.
Like you will have to be one of the first to do that.
Exactly.
I didn't recognize it until I think around COVID, honestly. And then I would see a lot of like the Desire Truth guy out in Miami, I think he is. And then the guy that asked like how much does your job pay? Like I think his name is like Income, like American Income.
Yeah.
And then I just so happened to like end up stumbling on yours. And I followed it because the content was so quality. And I was like, yo, this shit is fire. And then I went and I was like, damn, look at this page, it's crazy. And then yeah, I just followed it, and then I seen one of my boys following you on TikTok, and then you following him. That's Bird, who I was talking about. And I was like, yo, Bird, you know this dude? I was like, yo, I think he live in Atlanta. And then one time I'm walking my French bulldog on the I'm walking my Frenchie right on that sidewalk that parallel to 400. Every other night, I'm hearing this fucking red Lambo zooming. And I'm like, this motherfucker lives around here. Yeah. And then because I follow you, this is how you can piece somebody's whole life together. Then because I live here, I could see your gym because you'd post a selfie where you worked out. I was like, yo, I think he lives in a building not too far from me. Yeah. And then you post like you had bought the truck, and then I saw the truck and I was like, no, that's that guy. And I would see that shit pull in, but your shit's blacked out, can't nobody see nothing. And then I remember seeing that tag and I was like, TikTok, I said, yo, that's that dude. Like, that's the guy.
The TikTok plays hard though, isn't it?
Fired. Nobody's done that. Yeah. If anybody steals that, he's the creator of that. Like, getting paid by, but straight TikTok. And that's how you know nobody even you were able to get that, which means nobody was even on that shit.
I thought one of my friends got YouTube.
Oh.
Not one of my friends, this YouTuber who I watch, he got YouTube.
Where's he live?
Over here in Atlanta.
Oh, he's in Atlanta too?
Yeah. He actually just bought a Bugatti.
What the fuck? All these people live in Atlanta?
Yeah, no, there's so many creators over here. But his name is Ed Bullion. So he had a Murcielago, and his plate was YouTube. And I was like, that's so hard.
That's hard.
And then I had the Lambo for a few months. I was trying to think of like a cool plate because at first it was Leon TV.
Okay.
I was like, you know?
Yeah.
I searched up TikTok. Someone had T1K space T0K, but not TikTok. Man, I ordered that immediately. Ooh. I ran down to my tag office. I was in Athens. I ran down all the way down to around like Marietta, Paulding. Went to the tag office. Same day, requested that plate.
Yoink.
And I got it. I was so surprised that I was able to get that plate.
So hard, bro. Like, that's so creative right there.
Yeah. But going back to Quan, I think he was the first creator who I saw who was like my age, who treated their content the same way I did. Like, they really like, he thought it out, you know? Everything was like so intentional. And I had a lot of respect for him because, like, for me, I was doing it in a different way, the content creator route rather than the influencer. But seeing an influencer who really thought about their content instead of just whipping out the camera, going out there and just recording whatever.
Just dumb shit.
You know, like, not really putting effort into it. That was like, okay, I have a lot of respect for this guy.
Yeah, I fought with him. I just got onto him. I see his like, he hangs with a couple guys from Atlanta.
Yeah.
The other guy.
Raw.
Is it Raw? He used to do street interviews and be like, check the phone. And then, like, the girl would check the phone, and then they have all those sound effects, and then he'd be like, oh.
Yeah, he does, like, the gold digger prank.
Yeah, gold digger. Then there's another guy. He lives in a rise in Buckhead. I've seen him before. He does, like, the skits with, like, the OnlyFans girls. Bigger dude. He's got a brother. They're both big. They do a lot of skits, like, in Walmart, and they'll have this girl with this huge butt, and then he'll turn around with the umbrella, and he'll be like, gotcha. You ever seen his? He'll be like in a like Walmart, and then like he'll get a girl with like the fattest like wagon, and like walking down, and then he'll walk next to her, and then he knows the guys are gonna look, and then they'll turn their head, and he'll turn around with an umbrella with his Instagram name, be like, gotcha. So like he'll do like little skits and prank with like.
Oh, I think you're talking about Robbie World.
Oh yes, that's his name.
I don't think him and Quan hang out.
Oh, they don't? Oh, okay, maybe I just fell onto his because I was on that other guy.
Yeah, I've seen his stuff too.
Yeah, so I know those guys are in Atlanta. A few OnlyFans girls that I see he run with him, and then they do. Obviously, Desi Banks is here with the comedian stuff. Is Drewski from Atlanta?
Yeah, Drewski lives.
Drewski's around here. I ran into Glow Jays not too long ago, probably like a couple months ago in Sandy Springs. What's the other guy? The funny dude, but he's got the stale face and all his.
Marco?
Yes, yeah. Funny Marco's here. So it's like there are a lot of creatives now that we're kind of going through it. I guess they just seem so high up.
How I saw Atlanta is this is where all the black creators are.
Yes.
If you go to LA and New York, you're getting a lot of
white girls.
Exactly.
Yeah, guys.
Over here in Atlanta,
all the black creators live here.
Opportunities for black creators.
You're very true with that. That's very true. They don't exist anywhere else.
Exactly.
And if they are in LA, like they went to LA after, but they definitely started their base here. This is like always the home bet. How do you feel with creating content? Obviously you go to Athens and stuff, but have you tried like more central local areas to like the city? Like have you done like Atlantic Station or Beltline or Ponce, or like do you ever think about going to those areas?
Yeah, so whenever I was in college, that's when I really started locking in with my videos. So I recorded in Athens just because, I was at UGA.
That was
like,
crib.
For school. Mm-hmm. And then I met some friends who lived across the country. They did the same thing as me. We had watched a video by Mr. Beast, and he was talking about how he had this like group of friends who did the same thing as him, and they would just lock in together. Mm-hmm. And it was crazy because we naturally found each other, reached out, and they're like, yo, I like what you do. We do the same thing. And I think that's what really led to our success. All of them are killing it right now. One of them just did a collab with Mr. Beast. He has like 4 million followers on TikTok. Another one has like 2-3 million followers on TikTok. He's doing interviews. He's killing it too. Their names are James CEO and Wyatt Eden. So they're both killing it. But the three of us created a group chat, and basically like anything that we learned was working, we say it in the group chat. Any errors we made, we tell each other so we don't make the same mistakes, and we're all growing,
Genius.
But
so y'all work together.
yeah. But me and Wyatt, whenever I chose to drop out of school, I said I was taking a gap semester to see what I really could do. We did a tour of all the SEC schools. So we just got in our cars. We had all bought Teslas at the time. I bought my Tesla. We were sleeping in our cars, driving from school to school to school, recording content. For like a month and a half, 2 months, we were on the road. I was sleeping in my car, bro. And this, I wish I recorded this part of the journey.
That would have been fire YouTube long form.
People think I spawned in with a Lambo and a TRX living in Atlanta, bro. I was sleeping in my car, traveling from school to school, showering at Planet Fitnesses, just to get content,
You just but how were you able to understand this shit is gonna go? I'm 30. I'm 30. Oh, okay.
So, man, I've never said this like in public before.
Okay.
But doing that first tour,
this is an exclusive, y'all.
we went from school to school to school. I was recording content. At that time, I was recording POV content. So
okay.
I didn't have a camera guy or anything. I was just recording POV content. And first of all, I noticed everywhere Wyatt went, there was someone who knew him. And I was like, I need that.
That plug.
It was really cool just seeing fans come up to him. And people had seen my videos. Like, once I recorded, they're like, oh, you're the dude who does this. But my face was never in the videos. So no one knew me.
Because you was ducked
So that's
off.
whenever I started switching up my content. I was like, all right, my
Put
face needs to be in the videos. But on top of that, none of my videos were getting views, bro. So I was spending a lot of money being on the road, doing whatever. I went broke. Like,
just chasing this shit.
Yeah, I was chasing it, and at some point, like, I was like, we left, and I had gotten no views during that entire period. I don't think a single video cracked over 10,000. And think about that. This is 2 months.
That's tough.
On the road. So now it's like November. We finally come back, and my back is like, end of October we come back. My back is kind of against the wall, and I'm like, if something doesn't change right now, I'm going to have to go back to my parents, who I convinced to let me take this gap semester, and tell them, yo, I'm not going to lie, I went broke.
This shit ain't working.
It didn't work. I need you guys' help to get me back in school, because now I have no money to pay for school either.
Right.
So,
well, the good thing is you didn't tap the well any time before that. So if you really needed it, you probably could have.
My parents would have supported me at any point.
Yeah.
But it was just like
principle.
It was like shame, It was like, damn, I really tried this,
and this shit flopped.
It didn't work. But then I started doing the "What do you rate yourself" videos that November, bro. Everything went up. November, I think I got like 100 million views on YouTube, like 100 million views on TikTok.
100 million.
100 million. December, my YouTube went up to 190 million views. TikTok, I hit 250 million views, and it was up from there.
Bro, those are crazy numbers.
Insane numbers.
Oh my gosh.
But that was like the most down bad I'd been. Like, I was like, man, low on money, like nothing.
Like literally the last turn, and then you took it, and it fucking.
And that's when it
ain't that the damn story, bro? That's how it always goes.
And then that wasn't even the peak though. So then we went on our second tour. So this time we went from Georgia all the way to Cali. So we hit up Vegas. I hated Vegas.
Hold on, you drove?
Yeah, I've driven around the country multiple times.
For all this content?
Yeah.
With your boy from college?
So he had his car. He ended up buying a Sprinter 2 for that tour. So he was in his car. I got a videographer at this point, so it was me.
So y'all making decent enough money.
Yeah. And
Okay, enough to put it back into the company and
Yeah.
keep it going. Okay.
at that point, I was putting all my money into content though. Like,
Fuck it, that's all you
I wasn't
did.
keeping anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I had the Tesla, drove from here all the way to Vegas. Vegas, we met up with my friend because he lived in Wisconsin. And then from there, they recorded some content. I was like 20. I couldn't do anything in Vegas.
Oh yeah. You iced out.
So
Big
we
dog.
went from there to
Mocktails.
Cali. Cali was great. So at that point, dude, that was the most locked in I've been. I'd seen my low. I'd seen like if I don't focus, if I don't lock in, like I saw where I could be.
Mm-hmm.
So when everyone was going out doing whatever, like having fun during the weekends, I was like staying in the Sprinter, like just trend analysis. I keep saying that term, but like that's what really saved me. So I was really looking at YouTubers, and I noticed in every single video, every YouTuber would be like, "Oh, subscribe," but no one gave me an incentive to subscribe. I was like, "Why would I subscribe to you? You know, like, what am I gaining from that?" But they're all saying it, so it's like, no one in short form is saying that, you know. And at that point, I was doing trivia videos. So it was me. I was going from place to place, asking questions, get all the questions right. Wheel. I've been doing that for a minute now.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, what if I do those videos without the question? So would you rather have $5 or spin on the wheel? Because I noticed that the trivia videos were converting really, really high. Like I'd get a lot of followers from them. It'd be like 1 in like 7 people who liked the video would also follow.
Okay.
So I took away the questions, and now it's just, would you rather have $5 or spin on the wheel? Just straight to the point.
Quick,
Now-
like first couple seconds, they're
It
latching
went
on.
from 1 in 10 with the trivia questions to 1 in 7 just asking like that. And then I was really, that incentive thing was just on my head. So I was like, let me try it out. If you're following me, you get a second spin on the wheel.
Oh, and that's
So
why
I
you used to
wasn't-
ask people.
I wasn't directly telling people to follow me, but I was like, if you're following me, now you could do this. Because those videos, would you rather have $5 or spin on the wheel? I created a viral series. What I've learned with social media is first you have to do something without asking anything from your audience. You have to get that viral series. Once you have a viral series, now you can start capitalizing off of it. So I knew those videos were already getting millions of views, each one I posted.
Mm-hmm.
So I threw that incentive in, and one of the videos got 16 million views. From that 16 million views, it got 2 million likes. From that 2 million likes, I gained 680,000 followers. And that's just on one platform.
One series.
One
video.
One video. So at that month, I went from 2 million followers on, it was like, was it even 2 million? It was like, I think it was like 1.4 million followers on TikTok to 4.2 million.
In one
1 month.
Oh my goodness.
And then my Instagram went from 50,000 to 400,000. And
in a month.
In a month, yeah. And then I reposted those same videos on Instagram in November of 2023. And it took me from 500,000 followers to 1.2 million. And I reposted these videos over and over again. And
It would just keep cracking.
because I told you, it's all a formula. You know?
Yeah.
Like if you do the right thing, say the right thing, it goes up.
It goes up.
So right now I've been laying low.
Yeah,
By the time this video goes live, I'm going to start implementing the tactic again. Because like I told you, I realized there was street interviews, like, because it's a small community.
Yeah.
There was a group chat, and they're all copying my shit.
Oh.
So everyone started doing if you're following me, you're following me.
Oh, you started hearing that.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
They all started getting the wheel. That's what I was saying. Like I really paved the way for street interviews. Because
Gotcha.
now all of them are just copying whatever I do.
Gotcha.
So now
Does that bug you?
It did at first, but it meant I was doing the right thing. You know?
Yeah.
So
Because like, if you think about that, like, I know I used to be like that. Well, I mean, there's certain things I do be like that, but sometimes like people are really truly looking for something that works. And then like it really, sometimes if they were able to have the conversation with you, you'd realize that they actually are huge fans. But because we're not able to have that convo, we just naturally like, dog, you bite my shit. What's up with that shit, bro?
Yeah.
But they really just be super huge fans type shit of it.
Well, I know every single time I come up with a good idea, people are going to pick it up and start doing it because, you know, it works, and
Yeah.
you want to do what works.
Yeah.
So I've been waiting for this to kind of go down, just taking it slow, waiting for all these creators to stop using the incentive, because whenever it becomes too flooded, then
The views.
it's not even the views.
Oh, okay.
If everyone's going like, if you're following me, you're following me, they're hearing it from every creator. Now
Okay.
it gets tiring, you know? Mm-hmm. So I've been waiting for it to go down. I come up with a different
Like thing.
way of saying it.
Got you, without
putting
saying
that
it.
incentive. And I'm going to start implementing it next weekend.
Okay, so you're
by
telling me now.
by the time this is out,
We'll see.
I'm already running it up.
Gotcha.
So that really comes back down to everything I was saying. Like everything I do is like kind of like for a reason. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I think my goal for this year, I'm probably gonna try running up my TikTok if it doesn't get banned to like 10 million. Instagram, I'll probably run it.
Why would it get banned?
TikTok's been on the line.
Oh yeah. Got you. I was telling my homegirl Anya the other day. I said it's so crazy to me because I'm 36.
Yeah.
So I'm like the old guy, but I'm so inspired by the young people, not the people that are my age or older. And it's like I look back at you guys, and you guys are like literally going through, carving shit out, making a business out of anything and everything. If there's a way for it to be monetized, brand dealership, collaboration, the young motherfuckers are saying, fuck that school shit. We're not trying to do all that. That shit is whack. And I think it's so inspiring. That's why I'm kind of leveraging, like, because I'm an older guy, I'm like, bro, it's not too late to turn around, to go back and go do what it is that you want. But that shit's so crazy, y'all. Running it up so young, like 10, 15 years younger than me, already splashing. Like, go crazy. If you were to give me a Mount Rushmore of content creators, your top fours, who are they?
Easy. Number one is Mr. Beast. He's the one who really changed my perspective on a lot of things because he's a creator. A lot of people who I watch are influencers. Mm-hmm. Being the top creator, he really opened up all the doors, showed us all as creators like what's possible, you know? Mm-hmm. So he'd be number one. Number two, I would probably say, I'd say Quan.
Quan, okay. Shout out to Quan at ATL.
So, meeting Quan, like he's doing his own thing. He's built a fan base, and it really like made me take a step back and really look at what I was doing and reevaluate and realize the importance of having that fan base, of having that connection with your community. So that's something which I'm really trying to implement now.
Yeah.
And it was inspired by him, by seeing like him interacting with his fans, how excited they get to see him.
Yeah, like he talks to them.
Exactly.
And when he pulls up, yeah. And I love when he pulls up this shit. It's like Christian Guzman, who to me is like on my Mount Rushmore, definitely number one. Like Christian would pull up to the UK and say he's doing a pop-up alpha. Dog, there would be 300, 400, 500, 800 kids outside in another country.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, now it's like the Nelk boys. Like the Nelk boys say they're coming, bro, they have to have security and stuff like that. So it's so wild, bro. So you got Quan, you got
Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast.
And then
who
I
you
would
say one more?
I'd say Kai Cenat.
I was gonna say he's
Because
in Atlanta.
He's in Atlanta. He's young and he's absolutely killing it.
Hungry.
Like he took streaming to a level which no one has taken it. Like everyone used to just sit in front of the camera,
Play games and shit
He
like
brought sets out. Like
Yeah.
he's putting thought. It's the same thing I said with Quanta and Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast.
They're all so like intentional with everything they do, and that's what I love about them. Like they're not just creating videos to put videos out. He's not going on stream just to go on stream and talk. Like they were planning like streamathons, subathons. Like they have sets out there.
Yeah.
Like, everything's so planned,
Different.
and it's like taking it to another level. Like they're not complacent. Like they're not just sitting here content with like what they're doing.
The views, the money.
Each time they have to take it further. And further. And
I
they're
agree.
opening up new doors, and they're taking the content world to just new levels. Like no one could. I would say like 2-3 years ago, people could look at content creators and they'd be like, "This isn't a real job. Like, you guys are just sitting there doing whatever." But now, like, Mr. Beast had his game show come out. Biggest game
we've
show
been watching
in
that.
history.
Yeah, he like built a whole
city
in like Canada.
Yeah.
And like flew all these people out, and bro, this is getting wild.
They're taking it to a different level, and that's what I love about those creators, and I look up to them for. Like they're just doing things that are so intentional, and it's just changing up the game.
Yeah. So YouTube, do you spend as much time on YouTube as you do short form? Because I know you said you're a short form guy. Does that mean YouTube gets fully neglected, or what's kind of like your position with
I'm not
that?
gonna lie, my YouTube has been neglected, and this is some advice for anyone who's watching this. YouTube Shorts is the way to go if you're starting YouTube. If you want to just scale as quickly as possible. I started YouTube April of 2022, and it took me 8 months to hit 1 million subs. Like I sped run that entire thing.
Gosh, how you guys hit these numbers so
So
quick?
what happened was I realized YouTube only cares about two things: consistency and quality of content. So I auto uploaded everything for like 2-3 weeks onto YouTube. Same time every single day, videos went live, and then during that 2-3 weeks, I started making more and more content, started auto uploading it, and the cheat code to YouTube is just uploading on your computer and making sure that YouTube knows that you're going to be consistent. So the auto uploads are like super important, like scheduling content.
Scheduling it out to go up.
So
Gotcha.
they know you're not just backing out and leaving. And then after some time, the videos, if they're good quality videos, bam, you're set. So I think in like 2 months, I hit 100,000 subs.
So you got your plaque.
Maybe sooner than 2 months.
Gotcha.
And then 8 months, I was at 1 million. And then from there,
So that's the gold plaque.
Yeah.
Damn.
So from there, I kind of like backed away from YouTube, stopped posting. I didn't really post much of last year, but now I'm back on YouTube. I auto uploaded everything up until end of this month. And then I think sometime next week, I'm going to auto upload everything going into February.
Gotcha.
So now it's just back on it. And now I'm starting to post the long form.
Gotcha.
Long form is a whole different game. I'm still learning that.
Yeah.
But short form, man.
You got that unlocked.
YouTube accounts, it's so easy. All they care about is consistency and quality of content.
So what do you do for fun? Because this is a lot of work shit.
I love cars.
Okay.
So that's why I've been spending money on cars. So I have my Lamborghini Huracan. We fully built that car. So it's
Carbon fiber.
straight pipe titanium exhaust.
Okay.
Which I straight piped it. We did a cat delete. Like it was cool. We upgraded the intakes. It's been tuned 3 different times. So this final tune is just.
What is tune?
So tune is just like.
This is that nerdy car shit
modifying
right here.
how the car acts. You know, it's like the program. So the car, let's say with the stock exhaust and the stock everything, like the car's tuned to react in a certain way. You know, how it sounds, how it takes in gas, whatever. So then if you, let's say we changed the exhaust on it, fully straight piped it, upgraded the intakes. Now the car's bringing in more air and there's less resistance because the cats are gone and everything's gone. So now with the new tune, it's increasing the performance and it changes how the car sounds, how it handles. So now it's just more aggressive.
Gotcha.
So from there, it's on some Novatech lowering spring, so it's sitting a little lower. Everything from my front fender forward is all forged carbon.
I saw that.
I changed the wrap a couple of times. So it was
Red.
satin white, then it went satin chrome red, and then now we're at satin black. I got some custom wheels put in, new steering wheel.
Headlights.
Yeah, the headlights, I had a yellow tint on
I saw
for a
that.
little bit, but now they're back white.
Oh, gotcha.
And I don't know, we've done a lot of work to that car.
So you're a car guy, car geek.
Yeah.
And
I
is
love
that what you
cars.
go every weekend? I think you go up to like Dunwoody or something?
Yeah, every now and then I go to car meets. I really just loved going on night drives with my friends. So we would do completely legal stuff in the highway.
Heard.
Late at night.
Right.
All of us would just pull up with our cars. I don't know if you ever heard us, but like it'd be like me, my friend with his Huracan, another friend with an R8. Like we would just all link up over here at like 1 o'clock when the roads are empty. So we'd all link up.
And just punch it.
And then go into the highway and drive completely
Speed limit.
legally.
Yeah. Gotcha.
In the speed limit.
Yeah.
But,
okay. So that's your thing.
Yeah, going to the mountains. I love driving the mountains, but the most fun for me is building the cars. So I fully built this Huracan. I'm about to sell it soon. And then we have a new car coming in. You guys will see what it is.
Okay.
And then my TRX, man, the TRX was probably the worst financial decision I've ever made.
Really? Expensive?
I'm spending minimum $1,500 a month on gas. And that's not the months which I'm traveling to different places, because you have to think about it.
Oh, because you drive so much in it. And you can't put those mileage on that Lamb.
Yeah, so I bought the TRX February with 30,000 miles. It's at 66,000 miles. So in the past 10 months, I put 30-something thousand miles. If you break it down, the TRX gets 10 miles per gallon. And to fill it up, right now gas has gotten cheaper, but it was like $110, $120. Right now, maybe I get $100. It's like $110. So let's say $100. Mm-hmm. Every other day I drive that truck, I'm filling it up.
So you drive to these places every day?
I'm always moving.
Always. Gotcha.
Yeah. So, and the thing is, it gets like 250 miles of range driving the city. So
Stop, go,
I'm
stop,
just,
go,
yeah.
stop, go, stop,
So
go.
that truck with the payment, the gas, the insurance, it cost me more to own the TRX than the Lambo. Just think about that. Like,
Yeah.
that's absurd. I'm getting rid of that truck and getting a Tesla again. I'm getting a Plaid.
It makes sense,
the
especially with
Plaid-
all the driving. Team, who I guess your brothers you mentioned earlier, but do you have any plans to like grow you and become like almost like Mr. Beast runs with like 10 of his homies and they buy blocks in neighborhoods? Do you foresee yourself building something that can continue the Leon legacy without necessarily you always being the person, since you kind of understand it's not your personality, it's what you're doing, and if you can apply that to multiple people, is it possible that the Leon team gets bigger?
Yeah, so right now, it's my brother's helping with some things, and then I have a videographer, editor right now. But what we're working on right now is actually a social media program. So I've been consulting creators the past 2 years, working with companies and creators. So one of the creators who I worked with, it's this girl. We started working December of 2023. I met her in November. December, we started working. She told me all her goals. So between November and December, we just looked into her goals, creators who she looked up to, where she wanted to be, came up with an entire plan. I was like, okay, this is the type of content you got to post. These creators who are popping in that niche right now, this is what you got to focus on, and this is how you're going to go about, posting, creating your content, doing whatever. So every single day for the next 3 months, she texts me in the morning. I'd be like, post this video, do this like this. I'd be looking at the analytics because she's the first influencer who I grew. Besides that, I was working with creators, and we took her from.
What's the difference?
Okay, an influencer people following you for who you are, what you do. So you could really do whatever. People want to watch content because of you. Like Quan. Quan is an influencer. The girl who I was working with, Anna, she's an influencer. Who else would be like Logan Paul, influencer.
Okay.
Creators would be like me.
Okay, you are making it.
Yeah.
Versus them, they are who they are,
is
and
the
that
content.
that is the content. Okay, got it.
She was the first influencer who I helped grow. And December, when we started actually posting, she had 17,000 followers on Instagram. 4 months later, she is at 400,000.
That was when you said 400.
Yeah.
What niche is she in?
She's an influencer, so it's more so lifestyle.
Okay, day-to-day,
Yeah, exactly.
cooking, cleaning, shopping. Wow.
Some people could pass me, other people won't. It really comes down to their drive.
It's subjective.
It's all drive. But what I want to do is teach people how to understand social media so that they could kill it too. I want people to reach my level of success or even pass me. Because if they have better camera personalities, that's one thing that you can't teach, how to be good in front of the camera.
That's true.
If they have better camera personalities and they implement every single thing I teach them,
then
they
understand
trend analysis, all this, they could pass me in terms of followers, you know? But I also teach them other things that people don't really look or think about when they get into social media, which is how to run your account like a business. Because if you learn that, then you're going to learn how to monetize well. You're going to learn how to handle like all this new coming like success, because you get a lot of press. So how do you talk to the press? How do you structure yourself to even get to the point that news channels want to talk to you?
Let's say if you were to ballpark the best month you've seen when it comes to monetizing wise, and what platform it was from?
Social media?
Yeah.
I mean, as a whole, brand deals, I would say, are my number one stream of income.
And that's when companies are either DMing you, emailing you, and wanting to do some form of collaboration.
Yeah. So what we're going to teach in the program is how to create your content in a way that you can monetize it, because you want to be brand safe. And that's comes down to running it like a business, because a lot of people think of content that goes viral short term, but now you're putting yourself as a brand risk.
Oh, that's true.
For my content, it's like so safe. Like, yeah, people will look at it, think it's kind of boring, whatever. But it's so brand safe that I've worked with the NFL, the NBA, T-Mobile, Lenovo. I was at F1, like just crazy companies.
Oh shit! Yeah.
And I would say, like, if we're saying just a range so that people could really think about it, I've had multiple six-figure months, like
gotcha,
just consistently hitting them back and back and back.
Did you see this playing out like this when you were
Not
starting?
at all. Man, I thought I was just gonna be creating enough content to get by college, and then once we get out of college, we see what's gonna happen.
It happened fast though.
It was really quick. So the first 2 years, it wasn't anything crazy, and then after that sophomore year, I mean, whenever I dropped out and had that experience where I almost lost everything, it was up from there. Like I saw what the bottom was like. I was like, I don't want to be here anymore. And honestly, it was all God. Like he just put me in a crazy position, and it's just been up since then. It's been a crazy journey. Like sometimes I just reflect. I'm like, I went from living in my car to create content to
now
driving a
deals.
Lambo.
Man, wow. And you're so young.
The coolest thing about social media is any of you guys watching this, if you have any hobbies or interests or anything that you like, there's a market for it. If I could do it, if I could buy the Lambo, if I could reach 8 million followers,
Yeah.
what's stopping you, you know?
Facts.